Very passable. Very passable.
Nothing quite like a good bottle of bourbon and a cold bubbly after a hard day of work, eh, Carlo?
You're not wrong there, Craig.
Who'd have thought all those years ago, when we were all rookies, that we'd all be sitting here today, sipping scotch on the rocks?
Aye, in those days we'd have been glad to be able to afford a used shovel.
Without a handle. Or a kicker.
Or a blade! We never even considered a shovel. We used to have to plant all our trees with a plastic.
Yeah, we were just using a slightly flattened stick.
But you know, we were happy then.
Yeah, we were.
Although we were poor.
We were happy because we were poor.
That's true.
My crew boss used to say to me, money doesn't buy you happiness.
Yeah, he was right. We was happier then and we had nothing. We used to have to get to the block in a crummy tumble-down truck with great gaping rust holes in the roof.
Trucks. You were lucky to have trucks. We had to ride in 15 passenger vans, 17 people to a vehicle, 2 people on the wheel well, cardboard windows, no seat belts, duct tape bumper, plot cords wrapped around the whole thing to hold it together.
Oh, I would have given a finger for one of those vans. We were all 146 of us crammed into one yellow school bus with only 3 wheels and no brakes, and half the floor was missing. We were all huddled to one side for fear of falling. We would have dreamed to have a school bus. Would have been a limousine to us. We used to have to bag up full, walk 5 kilometers into the block with a bagged up vet on our backs.
Well, okay, now, when I say truck, I'm really just meaning a shopping cart with a Silvercool draped over top, but it was a truck to us.
Grizzly ate our shopping cart, and we had no choice but to swim 10 kilometers through black spruce bugs in northern Ontario. And then we find ourselves knee-deep in flies. They're so thick you couldn't even see your nose. And, it's just to get from the cache to your piece. And then once you're in the piece, you're just screefing pipes all day.
Boot screef?
Oh, yeah.
You were lucky. Before we could plant our first tree, we had to lick the block clean with our tongues. We rationed to 1 liter of water a day, a cup of hot splooge pit water in the morning, at 5 a.m. for breakfast, eat a crust of stale bread, and then we were finally allowed to put on our corks and go to work.
Corks! Your camp had corks, my camp had 1 cork, and it was my turn on every 3rd Tuesday of the season to wear the cork.
No, for top of it, when I say I was screefing pipelines, it's not like we got to actually plant any trees, We screef for the crew boss's girlfriend in the hope that the next year maybe she'll choose us to plant trees the next year, But, they didn't. And I was only 12 years old.
Luxury! We had to jump out of our tents at 3 o'clock in the morning, grow our own trees, eat a handful of no-see-ums, hike 40 kilometers to the block where we would work every day of the year for 5.5 cents a tree. And when we got home, our crew boss would beat us around the head with a frozen bundle of larch if we were lucky that we had already unbundled 1 tree at a time, wrapped 5 times in plastic wrap with a rock.
Well, of course, we had it tough. No one had invented the shovel yet, so all we had were very sharp rocks. No plugs on the trees, as bare roots 25 feet long had to be planted straight as a bullet. We went through 50 Argos, 10 Haglins, 8 barges, 4 canoes, 3 dog sleds just to get to our first isolation camp. Worked 22 hours a day, 2 cents a tree, never saw a cent of it until December. And when we were finished, our crew boss would slice us in 2 with a shovel.
Right. We had to get up in the morning at 10 p.m., half an hour before we went to bed, drink a freezing cold cup of splooge pit water, work 29 hours a day, 8 days a week, and we had to pay for the camp manager for the luxury of being able to go to work. And then, when we got home, the crew bosses would kill us and dance about our graves singing hallelujah.
But, try telling the young planters these days. This story, They won't believe you.
No, they won't. No.
No, they won't.
No.
Never believe.